Hey, it's Deb, My Maine Garden's Kitchen, and I have such a fun project for you today. I'm so excited to share this with you. This is what we're making. Look, isn't this gorgeous? Gorgeous. Look, I know. Look how pretty it is on a charger. Here's another one I made. Look, isn't this cool? So basically all this is are gourds with fallen beautiful leaves from my backyard. Bam. This was a Reese's peanut butter cup moment. I was out in the gardens and I saw all of these beautiful leaves and I was putting beautiful gourds, pumpkins, gourds, out on my front steps. And I thought, oh, what if you combined fall leaves with the gourds? What would happen? So now I'm gonna show you how I made these. Here's what you're gonna need. A gourd, leaves. And by the way, if you're watching this and you're thinking, yeah, it would be great if I could go pick up these beautiful leaves from my backyard, but I live in San Antonio or Arizona or LA, I don't have them. If you want to do something like this without real leaves, just go to any local craft store this time of year and you can buy silk ones and it will probably work just as well. Then you need glue, and we'll talk about that. And this is my little secret sauce. This is called Mod Podge. I keep wanting to call it Mod Squad. Can we just talk about Peggy Lipton? Like, who did not love her? Okay. Anyway, Mod Podge. This is available at any craft store or online, and it's a non-toxic spray-on, all-in-one glue and sealer. Multi-purpose, multi-surface, indoor, outdoor, no brush strokes, durable, non-tacky. So after you finish attaching the leaves to the gourd, you spray it with the Mod Podge and it just seals them and protects them so they don't crumble off and dry off and gives them a nice little patina. I did a couple of coats. I'll show you that later. Anyway, I think this is such a fun project and it's a great thing you can do with your kids. So let's get started. First thing you want to do, as I mentioned, is go out and gather some leaves if you're using outdoor leaves, and then cut off the stems. Here's a little lesson learned. When I went out to pick up these leaves, it was morning and they were quite wet. So these have been sitting out for about 8 hours, just drying off. There's still a little dampness, but not too bad. If they're too damp, they won't adhere to the gourd. Also, if they're too dry, they start to crumble and they're very difficult to glue when they're crumbling. So bring them inside, let them sit for, let's see, I brought these in about 8 hours ago, or let them sit overnight and you should be fine. But if you go a couple of days, they may be too dry and then just become too hard to work with. I just made such a mess, but that's showbiz, right? Okay, so once you have your gourd, you have your leaves, you have your glues, you're just gonna start. I also have a little brush to help me kind of press things down. And I love these little popsicle sticky things that you can use. If you use your fingers, which is fine, which I do, and you can tell by my manicure, or lack thereof, you probably get a little glue on your hands. So you can also throw on some gloves. What type of glue to use? Totally your preference. Elmer's is great with kids. You know that. It may take a little longer to adhere and to stick than something like a Loctite, which is sort of a little more mega serious adult grown-up glue. And then, you know, super glue is always my friend. So just play around, experiment. You may have other glues in your house that you like. You might want to try a glue gun. I didn't, but that could work. Probably, let me know. So I'm gonna show you how we start this. Just gonna take a leaf. I like to start with the larger ones first, around the stem. And we'll start with the Elmer's. that works for us. And then you just put glue on the back side of the leaf. Like I said, this is really fun to do with your kids or grandkids. Okay, or just by yourself. And then I like, where'd it go? Oh, take this and just kind of press it down. That's all I'm doing. Takes a little bit to get it to adhere, but it will. And it doesn't matter if all the edges aren't down because you're going to be layering over it anyway. So just keep going. We'll do another one. I get another big one. If you're really organized, you can kind of separate your leaves in piles. You know, small, medium, large. Again, something fun the kids could do. I'm going to use a little grown-up glue on this one. And I'm just starting to attach these. I'll do a few more and then we'll speed this video up because you probably have a life. Okay. And just gonna press these down. Yeah, that glue works really well too. Try not to super glue your fingers. I know you've done it, I've done it. And you just feel like, I can't believe I just super glued my fingers together. But I'm using a little super glue around some of the edges just to secure it a little more. And you can also apply the glue directly to the gourd and then push the leaf down on it. There are no rules here, I made this up. Make it up as you go. All right, I'm gonna do one more. And then you'll get the picture. Again, if you are using natural leaves, much easier to work with if they're not so dry that they break. And what's nice about, I know in Maine, if I don't have enough leaves, it's not a crisis because I can just go out in the yard and pick up some more because right now it's October and they're everywhere and they're so pretty. So again, cut the stem off. Okay, so see how that's coming? Isn't that pretty? So I'm gonna move the camera so you can watch me work and see how I finish this up, but I will speed it up and then we'll spray it down and we'll be good to go. All right, let's do it. Just kind of keep going, do as many as you want. I kind of like to work with the shape of the gourd. It's cool to sort of leave the edges sticking out. Doesn't that look neat? You don't have to flatten them all down. And once I get to this point, and I feel like I've covered it as much as I want, and by the way, when you glue them on, you can either glue them on top or you can tuck them under other leaves. I'm gonna do like a final circle of leaves right around the stem. I wanna cover up any of these stems I didn't cut very well, and I want a circle of smaller leaves. Because I have so much red going on here, I'm gonna try to go for yellow, okay? So as I've been picking through leaves, I grabbed some of the smaller ones. Some of the leaves, when I picked them up, they were still a little wet, a little damp, so I just kind of wiped them off. So I'm just gonna put some leaves right around the center stem, smaller leaves to finish this off. It's gonna look cool. This is just such a fun project. And now I'm thinking about what else can I stick leaves on? They're coming to my house and they'll be like, leaves glued to the walls. I'm a little crazy. All right. So I'm just gonna keep overlapping these a bit around the stem. Doesn't that look nice with the smaller leaves? Kind of finishing up the top. I'm happy with it, very happy with it. So I'm just gonna look around, see if there are any stems I want to cover up. I love it. Now, the secret sauce. If you leave this like this, your leaves are probably gonna dry up and crumble because they are delicate. So once you're done, you take your Mod Squad, Mod Podge. I'm just gonna go like this and spray it on. Give it a nice coat. And it comes out looking white. And you might go, ew, don't worry. Because all of that evaporates. See? So cover it nicely. This will dry in a few hours. And then I'll do a final coat. And I will show you the end product after it's all dried and sealed and pretty. I love it. This has been so much fun, and I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you try this, because look how pretty that would be on your holiday table as part of your holiday decor. And again, a really fun project for the kids. So thank you for the glue cleanup on aisle 3. So I'll take care of that. Thank you for watching, and watch to the end of the video so you can see the final product. You're awesome. I'm Deb in my Maine Gardens kitchen, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.